Gentle is, I have these two boys, and you know, when I started making music, it was about something totally different. When I was 18, it was about crowds, fame, fortune, acceptance. Now to me, making music is more about a legacy. And when I named my sons, I named my oldest Grant Haze the fourth, H-A-Z-E, which was my stage name at the time. It wasn't my real legal name. My legal name was H-A-Y-E-S. And I've since changed my name to H-A-Z-E. And Gentle, they're the dichotomy of their father. You know, like you have that raw entertainer that did what he did, you know, who's now a father. And then you have Gentle, because now in my maturity, I'm understanding what real masculinity is. And it's gentle. It's and I'm leaving a legacy for my boys. Everything I do now, you know, they're going to. My oldest son, Julie McKnight, international house diva, was in the room when he was born. She was one of the first people that held him. And you know, these are things, gifts, spiritual gifts that are his. That when he's old enough to appreciate, he'll say, "Oh man, you know, my dad's a cool dude." You know. And they're gonna, you know, they get to travel around the world, they get to see things, meet people, and they have access to a life that I feel honored to give to them, and they're gonna have options. You know, it'd be great if they get on the road with Dad when they're, you know, their first job is to go on tour with me. And
they already are playing the guitar apparently.
Oh yeah, man, my boys have calluses, they're strumming, Gentle's a dancer. I see him as a horn player.
Gentle isn't even 2 yet.
No, but Gentle will cry and dance at the same time.
Oh, wow. He feels it.
He is, if music's on, they're my barometer if it's a hit. If they start dancing, it's a wrap. Nobody else needs to hear it. Yeah. And
I can see you lit up.
Yeah.
You are lit up talking about your boys.
Right, right.
And you recently were married.
Right, right. I married my soulmate, my best friend, and she is something that I wanted my whole life, and she's beautiful, and you know, what do you say? That's that.
That's all you have to say. And I have also had the honor of meeting her, and you're both very blessed, and she's an amazing woman.
Cool,
so,
cool.
Yeah, you guys complement each other really well.
And she understands entertainment. She was an actress. She's been in some movies and TV shows, and she's also a guitar player. I'm her instructor.
Is that how you met?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. I don't get a whole lot of points. I'm not the great guitar teacher, but she's also a painter. She's a more established painter than I am. She owned an art store in St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands where we met, and she's an incredible painter.
So you guys really complement each other in your artistic abilities.
Yeah.
And you make each other laugh.
Right, right. And I sometimes pull out the guitar, and she's a big country music head. So she's not feeling the 50 Cent too much.
So you brought each other into each other's worlds.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We got her on some Lil Wayne, you know, so.
No, it's great. So, in speaking of different types of music, you've kind of changed your style a bit. You've done, you know, you mentioned before that you're really, when you've listened to yourself recently, you've noticed you're a romantic, and there's been a lot of acoustic. Right. And now you're shifting gears somewhat, but you still have that sense of style. Tell me a little bit about the different styles.
Well, my major influences in my calling were Sting, Lionel Richie, Sade, Bobby Womack, Jodeci. But I play the guitar, you know, and I also enjoy 80s, you know. How do you talk to an angel? Some Meatloaf, some Billy Joel. I was a flute player.
You were a flute player?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that was my introduction to things. And so when I came into this, you know, my integrity was like, how do I satisfy the industry? How do I pick a lane and stay in it? And I never really was that good at it. And it kept me away from it. It was like, you know, I just want to be music for the people. I just want to play what I'm feeling. Now I see myself. I have an incredible library, and I have a lot of eyes that I've been able to see myself through that have helped define me, to me, my best. And
you'd say you're a genre, there's not a...
I'm acoustic soul. I was described that way in a industry publication about 10 years ago. And
you'd say it's still current.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a folk singer, I'm not a rock, I'm not an alternative, I'm not an R&B singer. I play the acoustic guitar, and I talk about things that are near and dear to me, and that's that.
Maybe you'll have to play for us in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do a little something.
Okay, all right. No, it's great. It's great because now you're getting together with these icons.
Right.
You know, these guys, these incredible creative geniuses who've made such an impact on the industry, right, for years. And you get to combine efforts. You get to combine spirit and soul.
Yeah, and it's great being on conference call with these cats, you know, and to hear them discuss me in the third person. It really puts into perspective the shoes that I need to be lacing up.
Wow.
And how they respect me. I mean, these people worked with Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones, Earth, Wind and Fire, Brian McKnight. They are the guys. And for them to say, hey, our attention's focused on you now, and how can we define you, and how can we compliment you, and how can we direct you the way that we see you, and to be on conference with Tokyo and LA and Brazil, and to hear them discussing Grant Haze in the third person, and to go through my volume of material to pick out what they like, to get those emails to say, these songs are the ones that, So
wait, they've gone through.
Oh man, embarrassing stuff I recorded when I was 18 that I don't let anybody hear.
And you just became vulnerable and exposed and said, here you go.
My manager's a slick cat, you know, and yeah, he was like, look, you're sitting on gold here. Let's fly these out there and let's let them decide. And they came back with some selections things that I have swept under the rug like never, ever, ever. And they're like, man, and you know what's shocking? None of it's new material.
It's old.
Very old.
It's your original.
It's pre-ego, pre-business, pre-money, pre-Grant Haze.
Wow.
It's stuff I wrote in my one-bedroom apartment when I was 18. And so if that says anything about keeping it real...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know that recently you had talked about recording a video and doing something new with a sound.
I got a hot producer. I moved from St. John to Manhattan. Met David Schornwetter, D-Shine, awesome producer, and we're going to put some of his tracks on this album.
Perfect.
The ones that we did together. But you know, I got wrapped up in the pop thing. I was like, oh, I can do this. This is easy. You know, I'm a real musician. This is nothing. And it was fun and it was easy. But people that have known me and my music are like, why would you want to go pop? Like, that's for people that can't do anything else. That's for people that have 80 people behind the scenes.
Making them.
Yeah, those are corporations. That's not who you're really seeing. You, Grant, have this. Why are you doing that? And it's like, okay,